All right, so from left to right, we have an original FRT-5 whale tail, and then we have an uber stinking rare Fernandez version of that FRT-5, and I'll get into why that's kind of rare in a second. Then we have the FRT-5 whale tail recreation, which I have now dubbed the FRT-5 JF. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I mean. And then to the right is probably a double eagle knockoff. And so as far as like the guts of all these, pretty much these are all about the same. Okay, the knockoff is the one that has the most difference in terms of the measurements, and obviously its arm is like way longer. But for the most part, everybody's pretty similar for the three left ones. I will call out like this recreation of this tremolo is so blinking accurate. It's just ridiculous. The only thing that is different from a real one is this jam nut is a 10 millimeter versus an 11 millimeter. It's that amazing. Also, I think that this has better quality hardening on it, but other members of the forum could comment on that more than I can. One other thing I want to call out is the distance between the posts on all these. These three left ones, you can pretty much just drop in to a guitar that's Floyd equipped. Okay, they're probably going to work. This double eagle and all the other double eagles that I've ever run into, their post distances do not line up with a Floyd. So if you have a guitar that has an old double eagle on it and you expect to be able to drop in a Floyd, you may run into some issues. But anyways, let's get down to the fun part. Here is an FRT-5. Yeah, even the dogs are excited. So you can see, just like that, see how they... that's how it was bent, quick and dirty. And T-blocks. By the way, all of these have T-blocks. Okay, so they're pretty neat. FRT-5, the whale tail, the original one, no springs. Not there in the back. Nice big stinking block. Wonderful, wonderful unit. Really, really hard to find. Just getting harder to find every day. This one, a really, really special friend on the forums let me have this, basically because I collect them. And I'm not going to name him, but I'm just going to say I really do appreciate it because this thing's so darn rare. This is a Fernandez version, okay? And you can tell by the embossed Floyd logo, all right? This is basically their version of an FRT-5. They probably made these for like, I don't know, an hour before they couldn't put Floyd Rose on them anymore, and they had to change the design up slightly and put out head bankers and some of the other stuff. But you can see it too is a bent one. It has minor little differences than the FRT-5 whale tail, and again, it's really cool. Now, one thing that's kind of cool though is, as you can see right here, it does have those little springs, those little leaf springs right there, pushing up those bolts, and that's kind of nice. And it may be hard to see in this video, but holy heck, this thing gleams. The chrome work on this is just unreal, especially knowing how old it is. Now, I don't know exactly when it was produced, but I know that it wasn't around for very long because obviously you never find them. I mean, they're probably just as rare as this one, if not rarer. And this is the JF version of the FRT-5, the Loving Recreation. And if you're a Floyd geek like myself, you just can't really say how much you appreciate it. Now, this is really just like an FRT-5. There's no leaf springs. I mean, everything is just down to the exact specifications of the original. It is a beautiful, beautiful tremolo. And I'm biased to these kind of units because I just think they're cool, but not to say that modern Floyd Roses are bad or anything. The reason why I put this one in here is this is the kind of company that I think Floyd had to go after and sue for a while before he could get people to buy into licensing agreements. This is probably a double eagle. There is no logo. It does have T-blocks. It has this arm that would reach from Florida to Alabama, I think. It's kind of got a wimpy little block here, but look, it functions. I'm sure it's great. You notice that the arm is a little shorter here under the hood versus all the other ones. That's another way you can kind of tell. It too has a 10 millimeter jam nut. That's what you'll run into with most of these. And then also, just look at this. I mean, these things, their quality wasn't very good. They fall apart and everything like that. But again, the reason why I have this is to kind of show you sort of like the differences in the styles, and then kind of what they were up against at the time. You know, you probably won't find many of these very around because they were so cruddy that people probably took them off of their guitars and replaced them with something else, or they just ditched their guitar and bought something nice. So anyways, lots of whale tails, all before Schaller. That's right.